put in a lot of time in the weight room, getting their mind right, and really setting the stage to get this first win at home today.
Exactly, Jordan. It's year 2 of the Todd Adrian era, and so far this year they've gotten off to a little bit of a rocky start. Year 1, you still have the recruits of former coach Dick Reynolds. This year, now the recruiting cycle has gone through a whole season, a whole year, and Coach Adrian has been able to bring in some key players that have actually played a big role in the team's success so far this season.
Absolutely, and this team, excited to get on the court, has not had as much luck yet so far. Talk a little bit about the season, how it's begun.
Well, it's begun 1-4 is their record, and the reason it started 1-4 is because they're giving up about 90 points a game, and that is not a recipe for success for any college basketball team. Otterbein, in all 4 of their losses, have given up at least 89 points, and that is just too much. They're going to have to buckle down, play much better defense, especially against a Marietta team that we know year in and year out can shoot the basketball.
Absolutely, but on a positive note, a bright note, if you will, Jake Bischoff, sophomore, is the leading scorer. We got to see him a little bit unleashed last year and show what he was capable of, and starting off this year really coming in strong as well.
Yeah, Jake Bischoff is a great player, can do a lot of things. He can put the ball in the hoop several different ways, can drive the ball, can drive and dish, and he can definitely shoot from the outside behind the three-point line. He can stop and pop from anywhere, handles the ball very successfully. Jake Bischoff, the sophomore, averaging 15 points per game this season, has been a great acquisition. Came over the Christmas holiday last year, came over, wasn't happy with the playing time that he was receiving at his former school. Comes to Otterbein, and he fits in very nicely with this Todd Adrian aggressive style on offense, and he's done a great job from game 1 against John Carroll. Was actually here. I believe he scored somewhere around 17 points. So Jake Bischoff has been a great addition to the team, and he started out having a great season this year.
And we're excited to see what Jake Bischoff and the rest of the Otterbein Cardinals can produce today. When we come back, we'll preview a little interview with Coach Adrian. Stay tuned on your Cardinal Nation kickoff. Harrison Ralph, Jordan Brown, bringing you the Cardinal Nation tip-off show as we count down the minutes until Otterbein takes on Marietta, brought to you by the Columbus Square Bowling Palace. Harrison, you mentioned a little bit earlier this Todd Adrian era being an aggressive form of coaching and getting the guys really excited out on the field, and you actually got an opportunity to talk to him a little bit about his expectations for this season. Let's take a look.
Here with head coach of Otterbein men's basketball, Todd Adrian. Todd, it was only about 18 months ago that we sat down within the first couple days that you were hired to be the head men's basketball coach here at Otterbein University. What's the last 18 months been like?
It's been a whirlwind, honestly. A lot of fun. It's been a great experience for me.
As we said, the second year of the Todd Adrian era after a 40-year reign by Dick Reynolds here at Otterbein. A lot of memories here in the Reich Center. Todd Adrian looking to make some of his own with his team. And you can tell in the interview he's an exciting guy, very animated. He's a very animated individual, very energetic on and off the floor. A lot of fun interacting with him, and I think it's going to be a fun year.
Absolutely. We got to see a little bit of his personal life there and how his family's adapted to this change as well. Something that Coach Adrian might be excited about this season is the 10 new faces that we see on this roster. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Otterbein the roster has really gone through a complete change. And you look here, the new deck of cards, and you look at Jake Phillips, the first name on the list. He's just a freshman, a true freshman, and he's actually led the Otterbein Cardinals in scoring in 3 of the 5 games the Cardinals have played this year. The next name on that list, you saw Matt Rhodes, who is a redshirt freshman, came over from Walsh, and he has done a great job. Phillips and Rhodes, both freshmen, they have they're the leading field goal percentage shooters on the Otterbein Cardinals team with anyone over 12 attempts. So great shooters in both Phillips and Rhodes. Phillips, one of the premier scorers on the team along with Bischoff. These two guys have brought a lot of success and a lot of hope and a lot of excitement to the Otterbein Cardinals here in 2013.
Right, these new faces are bringing a dynamic aspect to the team. Now when we come back, we'll get to see the history behind the two teams is the revamp that the rosters have both gotten on both sides. Marietta losing a little bit of their star power that they had last year.
Right, J.J. Martin, Jacob Owens, Tyler Worstel, just some of the names that the Marietta Pioneers lost from a season ago. J.J. Martin was their leading scorer as well as their leading rebounder last season. Jacob Owens, who you saw make that game-winning shot last season, he actually was their leading three-point shooter. So they've lost J.J. Martin, their leading scorer, averaged about 17 points a game and 7 rebounds a game. And then they also lost Jacob Owens, their top three-point shooter. So two big losses right there. Tyler Worstel was great coming off the bench for the Pioneers really throughout his career at Marietta. It's going to be a big loss, and I'm anxious to see how Marietta handles that, because I don't think they have the depth this season that they've had in the past. Tyler Hammond, I actually had the privilege to call that game in 2011 where Tyler Hammond here in the Reich Center broke the hearts of the Cardinals here with that teardrop jumper that he hit as the buzzer went out. So I was here for that. It's been a great rivalry, and it's really turned into a big game. I mean, they're really turned into bitter OAC rivals just because Otterbein and Marietta seem to play a very close game each time. Hopefully we have another one of those great games here in the Reich tonight.
Absolutely. What are the keys to victory now knowing that this Tyler Hammond will in fact be out? What does the Otterbein Cardinals have to do to get the W today?
Well, that's definitely going to help the Cardinals. Tyler Hammond is a sensational guard, left-handed shooter, and he can shoot. I mean, he can put it in the net, and he's a great player. Can drive, can dish, can shoot from beyond the arc. He's not going to play tonight, so obviously that is a little bit of a relief for the Cardinals. However, Ronneal Ewing, who played here at Otterbein under Dick Reynolds back in 2010, 2011, that season, he was the third leading scorer here for the Cardinals. He transferred, because of the coaching change, he transferred to Marietta, sat out last year as the NCAA rules demand, but now he's playing this year, and he returns to the Reich tonight. He is a guard, so with Tyler Hammond out, I really would expect Ronneal Ewing in his return to the Reich Center to get a lot of minutes, and he's going to have a chance to give a little back to the Cardinals.
Absolutely, a little bit of a plot twist, if you will.